The 2026 Doomsday Timeline, what happens next? 1. The hook, the countdown has begun. January 2026. The Doomsday Clock was just set to 85 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been in human history. For decades, we've treated the end of the world as a Hollywood script. But as we step into 2026, the lines between prophecy, science, and geopolitical reality are blurring. From the cryptic verses of Nostradamus to the birth pains mentioned in ancient scriptures, everything points to a specific sequence of events about to unfold. Is 2026 just another year, or is it the year the dominoes finally start to fall? Today, we are deconstructing the 2026 Doomsday Timeline. This isn't just a theory, it's a breakdown of what the world's most famous seers, scientists, and scholars say is coming next. 2. The first seal, geoeconomic collapse and the new idol. According to the 2026 Global Risks Report, the top threat this year isn't a bomb, it's geoeconomic confrontation. We are looking at a world where money as we know it changes. Nostradamus warned that in 2026, they will prepare idols of kings and princes. Modern interpreters believe this refers to the rise of a new world order, a system where artificial intelligence and digital IDs dictate who can buy, sell, and survive. But it gets grittier. Ancient prophecy speaks of a leader rising from chaos, promising peace while the global economy burns. Is the mark of the beast actually a digital currency system set to launch this year? Many believe the infrastructure is being laid right now in the shadows of the 2026 fiscal crisis. 3. The catalyst, the thunderbolt and the Great War. Baba Vanga and Nostradamus both converged on a terrifying prediction for 2026. A great man struck down by a thunderbolt, an event many interpret as a high-profile assassination that triggers a global domino effect. Vanga predicted World War III would ignite from a conflict in the East involving major powers. As we look at the current tensions in the South China Sea and the Middle East, the spark feels closer than ever. In the biblical timeline, this aligns with the wars and rumors of wars. Scholars point to 2026 as a potential midpoint in a 7-year cycle of tribulation. If the peace treaties signed in 2025 fail, the sequence moves from diplomacy to total mobilization. We aren't just talking about tanks, we're talking about the weaponization of AI and space-based technology. 4. The cosmic sign, the three-eye atlas and the comet. This is where it gets surreal. In late 2025, astronomers flagged an enigmatic object named Three-Eye Atlas. Baba Vanga's followers claim this is the alien contact she predicted for 2026. But is it aliens or a cosmic disaster? A widespread comet prophecy suggests a celestial body will brush Earth's atmosphere in 2026, causing 3 days of darkness and massive earthquakes that destroy 8% of the planet's surface. Scientists confirm that our sun is reaching its solar maximum in 2026. A massive solar flare could wipe out the global power grid in seconds, sending us back to the Stone Age. Imagine, no internet, no light, no communication. To the ancient world, this would look like the wrath of God. To us, it's a Carrington event that could happen any Tuesday. 5. The final phase, the birth pains and the remnant. The Bible calls these events the beginning of birth pains. The sequence isn't meant to just destroy, it's meant to transform. In 2026, we expect the Great Reset, not the one the billionaires talk about, but a natural and spiritual one. As the climate shifts and old systems crumble, a polyemergence occurs. People are moving away from cities, building resilient communities, and seeking truths that the new idols can't provide. The timeline suggests that by the end of 2026, the world will be unrecognizable. The question isn't whether the end is coming, it's which version of the future you are prepared to inhabit. 6. The conclusion, preparation over panic. History shows that every generation thinks they are the last, but never before have the predictions of mystics, the data of scientists, and the headlines of the day aligned so perfectly. Whether you believe in the Book of Revelation, the visions of Baba Vanga, or the data from the World Economic Forum, 2026 is the year the great sequence accelerates. So I have 2 questions for you to debate in the comments. 1. Which sign do you find most convincing? The economic collapse, the cosmic object, or the geopolitical spark? 2. If you knew for certain that the grid would go down in 2026, what is the first thing you would do today? Let's keep the conversation respectful. The truth is often hidden in the noise. Hit that like button if you want more deep dives into suppressed history and future prophecies. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Next week, we are looking at the safe zones of 2026, where to be when the sequence begins. Thanks for watching, stay vigilant, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next one.